Johnson and Coach Popovich, many in between as well. Chef Jose Benitez is making sure the Spurs organization eats well.
All right, Chef, thanks for being here today. And of course, you knew Coach Pop off the court, in the kitchen,
I did.
right?
I did.
All right, so we are going to be showing off one of his favorite dishes,
It's
right?
one of the things he asked me for many times. Yes, ma'am.
All right.
So it's a creme brulee French toast with a little bit of macerated berries and fruit.
So that's exactly how it
That's
would...
exactly what we're going to try to replicate right now. Yes, ma'am.
So tell us what's in it. We're going to pour
So
in
it's
here.
going to be a little bit of white chocolate chips, all to your liking. Don't be shy. Raspberries, blackberries, blueberries, dragon fruit, kiwi.
All this is just going
toasted
in.
almonds,
Okay.
fresh mint, just to brighten it up.
What's
And
not to love about all
Exactly.
of this? Okay. Dragon fruit.
mint, and then finish off with a little bit of lemon juice.
Lemon juice.
There you go.
Okay.
Don't be shy.
And this is something you said you just went ahead and made what you felt like you wanted to make, and then it just turns out to be a hit sometimes, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So none of the players or anybody really asks me what to make. I just do whatever I feel like doing, honestly. Whatever I'm craving, honestly.
Okay.
So, and it just seems to work out, which is awesome.
Okay. So we've got that.
So that, we could just grab the spoon and we can mix it. I'm gonna let y'all work today. So
Okay,
sit back.
okay.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
on break right now.
So while we mix here, tell us about what your experience has been like. And I know you've been able to cook for some pretty awesome people.
I have.
Coach Pop.
So I've been involved with the Spurs organization for about 12 years. And it's just been awesome. Everybody's been great. Everybody seems to take to everything that I've been making. So I can't complain.
All right.
Okay, so we'll just put a little bit of French toast over it. So this has been dipped in a creme brulee batter. And then instead of syrup, we're gonna finish it off with a little bit of sweet condensed milk, which is awesome.
Keeps getting better. My goodness.
Absolutely.
So just drizzle?
Yes, ma'am. Like I
Okay.
said, all to your liking. Don't be shy.
Okay, so when you're cooking, you said Coach Pop specifically loved brunch, right?
Yes, ma'am. So I used to do a lot of brunches over there. Perfect. That looks great.
Okay.
Looks the same.
All right, so
That's it. Okay, we can
It
stop.
looks awesome.
I'm like, wait, here, should we?
And you definitely
We
need to try it.
absolutely
It's so
should.
good.
Is there a smaller knife, or are we going to go use this?
Don't be shy.
All in.
There is no smaller knife, no.
There is no smaller knife.
We're in the chef's kitchen. We can't have a little knife.
Now, somebody else you also cooked for is Mitch Johnson. How
Absolutely.
excited are you for him to take
I'm
over?
super excited for Mitch. I've been knowing Mitch for a while, so I'm really pumped to see what he's going to bring. Obviously, he's like Coach Pop's. Coach Pop raised him pretty much in the coaching world.
Yes.
So I'm really excited to see what he's going to branch out and do, which would be awesome.
Yes, and you can see from the video there, he does a lot of cooking. It always looks beautiful.
Awesome,
You
thank
always
you.
been a Spurs fan?
I've always been a Spurs fan, yes, ma'am. Always since I was young.
Is this something you thought you'd be doing growing up?
Absolutely not.
I gotta pinch yourself.
It just all fell into place and it was awesome, and it just snowballed from there.
All right, well, great food. Who doesn't love that? And thank
Oh
you
my
for
gosh,
sharing.
with that condensed milk,
going
that is
out.
so delicious.
The little tartness that it has, yes, ma'am.
All right, Chef, thank you so much.
Thank
For
you
more
for having me.
information on Chef Jose Benitez, just head to our website, salive.com. Click on the As Seen on SA Live tab.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Wish for Our Heroes is a nonprofit based in San Antonio. Founder Jeff Wells devotes his cause to providing wishes for military families.
There was quite a period of time before the events, before the galas, before any of those things, where periodically Coach Pop would just call and he would ask, do you have a military family that needs help? Or what do you have going right now? And we would tell them about maybe a family that they only had one vehicle and the vehicle broke down and they couldn't afford to fix it and can't get to work, or something similar, those types of situations. And literally the very next day, all of a sudden there would be an anonymous donation that would come through that happened to be exactly what was needed to help that particular family. And before any of the galas or any of the events, that's the nature of the relationship.
Coach Popovich, Matt Bonner, and George Hill are all connected with Wish for Our Heroes, a nonprofit that gives basic needs to military families.
So when we started as a charity, it's important to understand we were just coming out of the military ourselves. We had no money, we had no connections. And Coach Pop is literally, and along with George Hill, those two gentlemen were literally the first two people to step forward and say, we want to help. Our world knows Coach Pop as the great basketball coach, possibly the greatest basketball coach of all time. But we know him as a veteran. We know him as a military member. We know him as an airman. And we know him as a defender of our nation.
Known as a veteran, but also someone who gives back and doesn't want anybody to know about it. This story was one of our favorites.
So Coach Pop helped us put together this incredible wine package and experience. So it was a trip on a private jet out to a winery that he had ownership in out in Oregon, Willamette Valley. And so the nature of the item was to fly out there, have an experience of a lifetime, and fly back. And so we start bidding. This is maybe like our second or third gala. And there's not necessarily the money in the room to maybe justify, a huge multiple for that item. So we start bidding, and it's stuck at like $15,000 or $20,000, which to us is a ton of money. And so Coach Pop is sitting there, he's at the table, and I can see he's getting antsy. He starts shaking his leg and that thing. And finally he gets up and he says, "Give me the mic." And so he takes the mic.
And no one was really bidding, so he points at me. I was in the crowd. Now I help host the gala, but I'm in the crowd at the time. And he's like, "Maddie, how about you? Do we hear $10,000? And I'm like, man, that's like a lot more money than I was expecting to spend, but yeah, sure. So I bid the $10,000, and they're trying to get it, the auctioneer, they're trying to get it more, and no one's bidding. So he points at me and bids it up again, points at me and bids it up again. And then he just keeps going, right? And he's calling me out. He's like, I know how much money you make. You want to play for me? Like, I'm not going to name the number, but let's just say he got the number up way higher than I was, like tenfold more than I was comfortable. I was like sweating. I'm getting like lightheaded and dizzy. There's so much money.
Looks around, going once, going twice. Matt Bonner sold for 110. He walks over, he grabs his keys, he grabs his phone, he leaves. He walks out. So I go running out of the venue and catch up to him, and I'm like, holy cow, what just happened? And Coach Pop said, "Hey Jeff, do me a favor." He said, "Get back in there and tell Matt that I've got him covered before I lose one of my power forwards." Because Matt was literally sweating bullets. But the testament to how much Coach Pop's players respect Coach Pop, when I went back in and walked up to Matt fully expected to pay for that item.
He gave one condition, though, which I'm about to break right now. You can't tell anybody. So, because he doesn't want the credit, So the whole night, everyone at the gala is coming up to me, like, congratulating me. I felt like the biggest fraud on earth, because I couldn't say, like, no, it wasn't me. It was Coach Pop that donated all the money. But, it also goes to show not just how generous Coach Pop is, how much he supports the military community, but also how funny he is.
Well, that's just the type of person that he is. It's never advertised, it's never public, there's no press releases. The organization doesn't talk about it. He just does it to help people. And that's just the type of person that he is. That's how I know him. And like I said, I know him as a veteran and a service member who cares very dearly about his country.
And again, they knew that Coach Pop wouldn't want these to be shared, but also
they did it anyway.
They wanted to make sure people knew how much of a great person and how generous and just how great of a human being he is. So I'm glad we were able to share those today.
Well, he's been covering the Spurs for decades. Here's some of Larry Ramirez's favorite moments with Coach Pop after the break.
Jeff Wells put me in a submission hold and twisted my arm. So Coach Pop, if you're watching or you hear this, that's the only reason I'm telling this story.
We're going to see clearing skies for the rest of the afternoon, and we'll be left with a high temperature right near 87 in San Antonio. So it's going to be a warm one for us this afternoon. Highs even hotter, closer to 100 degrees down near Laredo. That cool front is on its way, though, and we're excited about that. We have to be patient, though, because that front's not going to arrive until tomorrow afternoon. So starting the day tomorrow, there will be areas that are pretty cool in North Texas, but here in San Antonio, we have to wait. We're going to be warm tomorrow, a high of 88. That front will be moving through in the afternoon and evening hours, and so that's when winds are really going to pick up. We'll see wind gusts of up to 35 to 45 miles per hour tomorrow night, and then by Wednesday morning, you'll really feel the chill. Morning low close to 50 degrees. Afternoons only in the 60s on Wednesday, and then take a look at Thursday and Friday morning. We're going to need the jacket. It's going to be in the 40s. with highs in the 70s. So highs in the 70s on Halloween, but for trick-or-treating, temperatures will gradually fall into the 60s. It's going to be very nice with low humidity, quickly cooling temperatures. Looking at that 7-day forecast, again, we have to wait for that front until tomorrow evening. Otherwise, it is going to be a lovely fall-like feeling in the air starting on Wednesday.
Welcome back to SA Live's Pop-Up Pop Show. So many great stories we've been hearing from the community and players.
You know, but we had to make sure to include our sports department.
Hey guys, I'm out here at Harlan High School working on a story, and I figured this would be a perfect time for me to share with you my #1 favorite story about Greg Popovich. So it goes all the way back to late October, early November of 2004 when I first moved to San Antonio. I go to my very first Spurs practice at their old practice facility, and as we're standing there waiting, I'm talking with media, introducing myself. Here comes Pop to do his Q&A with the media. Well, he stops, and before he starts taking any questions, he's like, "Hey, we have a new reporter," and he points. Well, he was pointing right at me. He walked up, introduced himself, and said, "Hey, I'm Greg Popovich, head coach of the San Antonio Spurs." And I'm like, "Yeah, coach, I know who you are." And then I introduced myself. He turned around, and then he walked back over and did his Q&A with the rest of the media. And then my second favorite memory, and this has happened multiple times across the United States, during the NBA playoffs, Photog Mark Mendez and I, we would run into Coach Pop out, let's just say in Memphis. He likes to walk around the streets, check things out. Well, he saw us outside the hotel in Memphis, and he came up, "Hey guys," talked to us, talked about all the equipment we had and how heavy some of it looked. And moments like that I will always cherish, because to me, that's the real Pop.
Coach Pop means everything. Obviously, an iconic figure here in the city of San Antonio. Prior to Coach Pop, David Robinson, Tim Duncan, I think that San Antonio was always this competitive city when it came to sports, obviously very prideful about our Spurs, but we had never reached that mountaintop. So along with the big three, David, Greg Popovich, I mean, I really feel that they put us on the sports map around not only the country, but around the world as well. If I had to sum it up in one sentence, I would say that Greg Popovich brought us an identity that we didn't know before we won championships. And I think it elevated us as a culture, our heritage, the city, and I would say that it was an identity of the Spurs, kind of that whole pounding the rock thing and stuff. So I would say hard work, believing in family, believing in culture would be kind of what I think that he brought and elevated for the city.
One time, the first time Wimby was going to train with us, the first week, Wimby came in, the first week he was going to train with us, and we look at Pop and he says, "If you hurt my guy, I want to kill you guys." And we were like, don't worry, Pop, we won't hurt him. But can you imagine Wimby was like all in, let's go. And we look at Pop and he says, "Don't hurt my guy." You know, I'm 5'5" and I'm hitting guys that are 6'7" or 7 feet, and he's laughing his head off. You know? When we saw him walking with Tim and Manu, it's like it's watching your uncle, like an uncle that's, or your dad, father figure, whatever. It's like it's such a thing, but we're all going to be in that position at one point, right? And so on that comment, that everybody was like, "Oh, what's going on?" Whatever. You know, I said, "There's nothing wrong with it. Just family taking care of family." I had like 200, 300 something likes on that comment, and because people were trying, whatever it was, you know, it's just family taking care of family. That's all it is.
What can people expect for the vibe here if they've never been here for a watch party?
Oh my gosh. All right. So you've never been here for a watch party before. Shame on you, first of all, right? Second of all, you can expect a whole lot of food, a whole lot of fun, and of course the San Antonio family. This gentleman right here is going to be making appearances.
Burgers.
So you guys can get your photos and you guys can get your high fives, and if you're lucky, he'll give you a hug. It's all good. It's a lot of fun. Oh.
Yes.
We'll work on his price. We'll work on his price. Jason Dady has taken care of the entire place food-wise, right? We got Roca y Martillo, that's right there. He's got this fantastic new snow cone mobile. Yes, you know how it gets hot here in San Antonio? Well, you can cool off with some great snow cones. We got Little Brothers Barbecue. This new walk-up bar right here, fire margaritas. It's something you
Okay, margaritas got my attention.
Yes. And then also
Yes. Do it one more time. Yes. Yes.
It's almost like he's shaking a margarita. We don't know. I don't know what's in there. Plus, of course, all the usual family fun, right? Lawn games. We got a splash pad. We've got giveaways tonight. We've got raffle. Ooh, if you've been here before, you know what the raffle is like, right? Complete fire at halftime. And your Spurs Hype Squad.
These so talented, these guys back here. So are we ready to see a performance?
Do we want to see it?
Are y'all ready? Okay. Thank you guys. And we're gonna bring Ronnie in a second. But first, we're gonna watch them do their thing. Beautiful. Now you can see the Spurs Hype Squad at these watch parties, right, Ronnie? Ronnie, tell me what people need to know, because you guys are at the watch parties, which I think is so cool.
Yes, we're super excited. Obviously, we have our 41 home games, but having the other 41 away games is super fun, and I'm glad that we get to share with our Spurs family out here at the Rocket La Cantera. So we will be at all the watch parties hosted here.
How can people keep up with the Hype Squad? I know you guys go to Austin too sometimes.
Yes, we're at some of the Austin Spurs games as well, supporting our G League team. And you can follow us on Instagram at Spurs Hype Squad, or follow our landing page at spurs.com/Hype Squad.
Okay, I'm gonna thank you so much, you guys. You want to show me a little bit more real quick? Anything you got? Okay. Zay, are we going to see a lot more of these watch parties throughout the season?
Absolutely. There's going to be watch parties all throughout the season. You know, I'm a little jealous right there. You don't carry me like that the way you used to. There's going to be plenty of watch parties this whole season. You're not going to want to miss it. Guys, if you want a place to feel the San Antonio family, to experience what is this incredible hypeness that is surrounding us and running around, if you want to know what Coyote is really like in person, you have to come to a watch party right here at the Rocket La Cantera in the shadow of the Victory Capital Performance Center. This place is much more than just a practice facility. This is the heart and soul of Spurs and the heart and soul of San Antonio.
Hi, thanks for joining us here on KSAT Plus, and here are some stories that we're following on our website at KSAT.com. Well, a scary moment on the southwest side of San Antonio when a car crashed into a home on Dartmoor Street. Juan Rodriguez, who was inside, tells us that he thought a bomb had gone off. He also tells us this isn't the first time for someone to crash into his property. This is the fourth crash happening there. Neighbors are calling for action to make the area safer as speeding cars continue to be a problem. Well, the San Antonio Food Bank is gearing up for a big challenge, with the USDA deciding not to continue SNAP benefits during the federal shutdown. The food bank is preparing to empty its warehouse to meet the expected surge in demand. Now, President Eric Cooper says they might need an extra 12 to 13 truckloads of food each week. They are calling on the community for help with donations and volunteers to support those affected. Well, Comal County experienced some wild weather over the weekend. KSAT's crew captured the aftermath of the storms that brought heavy rain, hail, and strong winds. A tornado reportedly split a 200-year-old tree in one neighborhood. The Texas Department of Transportation is working to repair a downed power line, keeping FM 306 closed for now. Now, residents are dealing with power outages and damage, but thankfully, no injuries have been reported. Well, that's all our time for now. Thanks for joining us here on KSAT Plus. Have a good day.
Welcome back. All right, go Spurs, go. Take a look at this beautiful surprise artist, JCR. If you follow him, you know what he's all about. If you don't follow him, start following him, please. Okay, he shows up. He gives this to me. Fiona, I hope you're watching. Isn't that sweet? There's one for me. There's one for Fiona. He's right here with us. And you are known for your art with the Spurs. Obviously, you're a fan, right?
Of course. Since David Robinson, since we got David Robinson. That's how old I am.
Well, you know what? We go back and we think about those days, and I feel like we're getting close to getting back to that, right?
Yes, of course. It's been a while. It's been a while, but we're ready. We're more than ready. Yeah.
Tell me about what jersey you got there.
Oh, this is a special jersey. It's going to be sent to Castle himself. It's a gift. It's a gift for Rookie of the Year. And I've been working on this all week since you told me about the segment. So I finished it like 2 days ago.
Well, speaking of cool jerseys, there's a reason I'm doing this. Take a look at this. I know it's huge on me. But wow, how long did this one take you to do?
I take my time. I usually take my time. I don't really time myself as how long it takes. But with each one of them, I try to do my best. So I don't hurry up or anything like that. So yeah.
This is beautiful, and we got to give some love to what we've got over here. We've got our rookies on the table here. I love how you did the throwback colors around them. Now, have they seen these? I see you got an autograph.
No, well, I got the autograph before I painted it, and because it's going out to a crazy fan from Korea, and which is the two rookies and Sohan, and so yeah. But I'm trying to get the other one's autograph too. So yeah.
We're going to manifest that for you, Harper. Okay, Harper, you got to get that signed. Tell me about what you got up here. We see our interns helping us hold these up, so shout out to her. She's behind there. Tell me about these jerseys here, too.
Well, that one, Sohan is also going to the same crazy fan from Korea. Yeah, he's big time. I also done some shoes for him, some custom shoes. And that one's mine, and the one you're wearing, it's mine. Now it's gonna smell like you, but
He's like, were you wearing perfume? Can't put perfume on this.
But yeah, that Sohan one, I'm trying to get it autographed too by Sohan. Hopefully he'll do it for me. But yeah, that one's going way over there to Korea.
We got to get that fan to come visit San Antonio, right? Now I love this up here, Wemby with the Star Wars. We know he's a fan, right?
Yes. I actually showed it to him. He really liked it when I showed it to him. I wanted to give it to him, but he's like, they don't let you. Yeah. So yeah, but still here. It's still up for grabs for him.
Yes, all the Spurs love. JC, I also see your shirt. Let's talk about Sylvia because we all know her. She was such a huge fan. May she rest in peace. And we still think about her. We love her. But you also have some art with her as well.
Yeah, of course. This was for it was for a poster. We miss her. We love her. Hi, Ruben. And so, yeah, I had it printed when she was still with us. And she actually wore this shirt like all the time to the games and everything. So it's crazy. And I know she's watching us and she wants that championship for sure.
She does. And you know what? We can all cheer on our Spurs for her and let her memory live on, right, JC? Beautiful. People can follow you. What's your handle?
JC_Texas_art on Instagram.
Beautiful. All right, I think we're going to end here with our Spurs Hype Squad. Thank you, JC. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Go ahead. I'm going to let them give us one last performance. Don't forget to come out here 8 o'clock, and we have the game at 8:30 against Dallas Mavericks, and we are all excited. Like I said, Spurs 5-0 in the preseason. They haven't done that since 1997, y'all, back when we had David Robinson. So come on out here. There's parking, there's food. It's going to be a great time. So come on out tonight, The Rock at La Cantera. It's going to be a great, fun time. And bring your Spurs gear, and don't forget to share all of your Spurs photos. All right. For more information, head to our website, salive.com. Click the As Seen on SA Live tab.
As we continue to honor the legacy of former Spurs coach Greg Popovich, the City Council, we got cookies here from Lily's. The City Council of San Antonio has proposed a way to honor him as well.
Yes, okay. District 8 Councilman Manny, is it Pelaez? Okay, formally asked the council to consider renaming the San Antonio International Airport to Greg Popovich International Airport. He said, "We believe it would be a fitting and lasting tribute to dedicate this vital gateway in honor of Coach Greg Popovich."
The request was submitted this Wednesday. As a result, a potential airport rebrand was added as an agenda item at the council's next governance meeting. Fingers crossed. I think this went viral too, and everybody was chiming in like, yeah, let's make it happen.
How would you say? I'd be like, oh, I'm flying into Popovich. Yeah. I'm flying into Pop. Right?
Yes,
taking off from Pop.
Yes. Fit for it.
Coming in hot on Pop. Yes.
Yes. Thank you again to Lily's Cookies. You can go check these out over there. Thanks for watching, and thank you to Coach Pop.
Hey, what's up? We're Roshi. This next one's called Disc Golf Honeymoon. We rolled down the hills last night, hill country swirling in our eyesight. Champagne stars, we wrestle on a bed of clouds. The TV's on, but 3 just makes a crowd. And disc golf's always on. I just want your eyes and your lingering affection. I just want your eyes and your lingering affection. I just want your eyes and your lingering affection. I just want your eyes and your lingering affection. I just want your eyes and your lingering affection. I just want your eyes and your lingering affection. Infinity pulls and drinks on you like always. This time forever, moment's just right. There's no need to fight, it's whatever. Infinity pulls and drinks on you like always. This time forever, moment's just right. There's no need to fight, it's whatever. It's our disc golf honeymoon. Free s'mores on an open fire. The flames are our desire. Champagne stars, room service, not whole wheat. We came to the door in our bed sheets. But disc golf's always on. I just want your eyes and your lingering affection. I just want your eyes and your lingering affection. I just want your eyes and your lingering affection. I just want your eyes and your lingering affection. I just want your eyes and your lingering affection. I just want your eyes and your lingering affection. Infinity pulls and drinks on you like always. This time forever, the moment's just right. There's no need to fight, it's whatever. Infinity pulls and drinks on you like always. This time forever, the moment's just right. There's no need to fight, it's whatever. It doesn't matter. I just want your eyes and your lingering affection. I just want your eyes and your lingering affection. I just